Sound check, test mic. So, good morning, everybody. Today, December 23, we have 7 infra project to be bid opening for the procurement activities for TIPD. So, we have the members of the BAC, the TWG, the secretariat. We have also the procurement head, Maribik, the IT was in charge of our live streaming on our YouTube channel, DPWH LKDO. And of course, we have our bidders who attend these procurement activities. But before that, to all those who are following us on this YouTube channel, good morning. Just follow us, and since we are on the live streaming. So may I request the bidders to come forward and identify yourself and what company you are representing.
Good morning, everyone. I am Angelica Madeo from Aquaterra Construction.
Good morning, Kenyatoy Amin. I'm Janaline Busaing from Aquaterra Construction.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Aizer Boangan Unos from TJMT Construction.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Henaro Oralio from Firm Builders, Mandaluyong City po.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Christine Buston from Yunakim Construction po.
Next, Ma'am from Dagupan City.
Good morning. I'm Rina Del Loñez, Observer.
I'm Ayla Del Rosario, Observer po.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Manuel Paruli from Firm Builders Incorporated, Mandaluyong City.
Please, just on the attendance, please put your name, those who are bidders. So, thank you very much for your introducing yourself and what company you are representing for. So, reminders that we are on the live streaming, so just observe the protocol. Don't go out, in, and out to make this procurement activities smoothly flow. So let's proceed with the contract ID 25PL 0125. The locally funded projects, National Building Program, buildings and other structures, multipurpose facilities, construction of IAS building, Camp 1M Duyan, Tabuk City, Kalinga. And we have an ABC of 9,800,000 pesos only. So we have one bidder who have submit his bid docs, CKD, Builders and Design. So may I ask Sir Alex, Engineer Kulangan, to open the bid document submitted by CKD Builders and Design for this particular project 25PL 0125.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chair. We have now here the envelope of CKD Builders and Design for contract ID 25PL 0125 for the multipurpose facilities, particularly the construction of IAS building, Cam 1M Duyam, Tabuk City, Kalinga. The bid documents received by the office through the procurement unit on 12/23/2025 at 9:58 a.m. It is within the time as specified in the ITB or notices. So I now proceed to open the bid proposal of CKD Builders and Design. Original copy 1, copy 2, original. Okay. On hands is the original copy for contract ID 25PL0125 of CKD Builders and Design. Okay. CKD Builders and Design, original copy, technical component for contract ID 25PL0125. Field JEP registration, valid until 31 March 2026. Bid securing declaration, duly signed and notarized. Duly initial organizational chart indicating that the project engineer is Christine Joy Gayaman, the materials engineer is Alan D. Capuyan, with Clifford K. Dungues as the authorized managing officer. Duly initial contractors list of key personnel. Duly initial contractors list of major equipment. Omnibus sworn statement stating that I, Clifford K. Dungues, of legal age, married, Filipino, and resident of Purokpor, Bulanao, Tabok City, Kalinga, after having been duly sworn to in accordance with law, do hereby depose and state the following. I am the sole proprietor or authorized representative of CKD Builders. As the owner and sole proprietor or authorized representative, CKD Builders and Design, I have full power and authority to do, execute, and perform all necessary to participate, submit in the bid, and to sign, execute the ensuring contract for at the DPWH Kalinga. CKD Builders and Design is not blacklisted or barred from bidding by the government of the Philippines. Each of the documents submitted in satisfaction of the bidding documents is an authentic copy of the original complete, and all statements and information provided therein are true and correct. CKD Builders and Design is authorizing the head of the procuring entity or its duly authorized representative to verify all the documents submitted. I and my spouse are not related by consanguinity or affinity up to the third civil degree of to the head of the procuring entity, procurement agent, end user, and implementing unit, project consultant, head of the project management, or any members of the Bids and Awards Committee, Technical Working Group, and the BAC Secretariat. It is understood that failure to faithfully disclose its relationship with the HOPE, members of the TWG, BAC Secretariat, and the PMO, or the end user unit of the implementing unit and the project consultants of the procuring entity or of the procurement agent by consanguinity or affinity up to the third civil degree, as well as the submission of the beneficial ownership information containing false entry shall be subject to blacklisting under Section 100 of the IRR of RA 12009. CKD Builders and Design complies with the existing labor laws and standard. CKD Builders and Design is aware of and has undertaken the following responsibility as a bidder. Carefully examine all the bidding documents, acknowledge all conditions, make an estimate of the facilities available, inquire or secure supplemental bid bulletins. CKD Builders and Design did not give or pay directly or indirectly any commission, amount, fee, or any form consideration, pecuniary or otherwise to any person or official personnel or representative of the government in relation to any procurement project or activity. In case advance payment was made or given to CKD builders and design, failure to perform or deliver any of the obligations and undertaking any contract shall be sufficient ground to constitute criminal liability under existing laws. Signed, Clifford Kidungis, Authorized Managing Officer, duly notarized. Statement of ongoing government and private contracts. Statement and identifying the bidders SLCC. Ano ito? Huh? Certification. Attached certification. Ano ito? Indicating that this is certified as CKD builders with size range of small B and license category. Has no completed projects. Okay. Kasama yun. NFCC computation. Bakit hindi lahat na-signan? Okay, we'll proceed. NFCC, affidavit of site inspection. DTI registration certificate stating that CKD builders is valid. The DTI certification is valid from September 19, 2024 to 19 September 2029. Mayor's permit issued by the City of Tabuk. Latest income and business tax return. Tax clearance valid until March 12, 2026. PCAB license. Audited financial statement. Proof of ownership of contractors' material minimum testing requirements. Integrity pledge. Duly signed bidding documents. S-curve, bar chart per CPM, PDM. Manpower utilization schedule. Equipment utilization schedule. Construction method in narrative form. Meron pa ba? SORM. Awag mat. Dito. Yung next. Yung naka-fold. Ito. Minimum testing requirements. Yapay. NFCC. Check natin. NFCC, SLCC. SLCC, bidders. NFCC, wala ba? Computation of statement liabilities. NFCC is the NFCC. Affidavit of site inspection. And then site inspection. Wala. Ay natawan di number 9. Okay. Tingnan mo nga. Before nga ikot. Awan. Okay, Mr. Chairman. We are using the new form of as provided by RA 12009, and it appears that the submitted documents, the number 10, sworn affidavit of eligibility and beneficial ownership, is not attached. Likewise, it is observed in the documents submitted that while the sworn affidavits and some notarial documents were docketed, unfortunately, it appears that it was not signed by the notary public. Docketed but not signed by the notary public. The affidavit of site inspection is not signed by the notary public. The contract list of materials minimum testing requirement was not notarized. Okay. That's the status of the financial technical components submitted by CKD Builders and Design for contract ID 25PL0125. For this, it appears that it's not non-complying.
Thank you, Sir Alex. So please note, just see the below the number 10, note any missing, complete, or patently insufficient documents in the above-mentioned checklist is ground for outright rejection of the bid. So CKD, Builders and Design failed the preliminary evaluation of the submitted documents. And some of the legal document attached were not notarized. So this project with contract ID 25PL0125 have a failure of bid. So may I ask the procurement unit to re-advertise this project. So let's proceed to the next project. So no need to open the financial statement of this contract ID 25PL0125. So we have here the contract ID 25PL0137, the Convergence and Spatial Support Program, Basic Infrastructure Program, or the BIP, Multipurpose Building Facilities to Support Social Services, Construction of Multipurpose Facilities, the Sports Complex, Phase 1, Bulanao Centro, Tabuk City, Kalinga, with an ABC of 140 million pesos and 500,000 pesos only. And it appears that we have two bidders, the firm builders and the TGMT construction. Again, may I ask Sir Alex to open the bid proposal submitted by the two bidders, the firm builders and the TGMT construction.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chairman. We have here now the documents submitted by the two bidders for 25 PL 0137, namely Firm Builders and TGMT Construction. The bid proposals submitted by Firm Builders Incorporated for contract ID 25 PL 0137, particularly the construction of multipurpose facilities, the Sport Complex, Phase 1 at Bulanao Centro, Tabuk City, Kalinga. The documents were submitted 12/23/2025 at 10:10 a.m. Late. I think the BAC will rule on that matter. May we know the Secretariat as to the ITB and then the instruction to bidders as to the submission of documents for this bidding?
Good morning, everyone. As per item number 9 in the invitation to bid, the bid opening shall be December 23, 10 a.m. And the submission should be on or before 10 a.m. That is item number 7. So any bid received beyond 10 a.m. is considered late. That is item number 7.
The document, Mr. Chairman, was received at 10:10 a.m.
So the bid docs are submitted by Firm Builders. It appears that it was received at the procurement unit at 10:10 a.m. So we just and we see that item number 7, it states that the late bids shall not be accepted. So the Firm Builders is not complying since he submitted his bid late. Dapat before 10 naka-receive sa procurement unit. And that's for that so let's proceed to the next bidder, the TGMT Construction. May I ask Sir Alex again to open the bid submitted by the TGMT Construction for this particular project, 25 PL 0137.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We have here now the bid proposal. Bid documents submitted by TGMT Construction for contract ID 25 PL 0137. The documents was received by the BAC through the procurement unit on 12/23/2025 at 8:54 a.m. It is within the reglementary period. So I now proceed to open the technical proposal of TGMT Construction. On my hands, Mr. Chairman and members of the BAC and those who are following us in the procurement activities is the original technical proposal of TGMT for contract ID 25PL0137. Technical component. Certificate of Field Jet Registration issued to TGMT Construction with validity until 24 August 2026. Joint venture pickup special GV license not applicable. Bid security is submitting bid securing declaration as is bid security duly signed and notarized. Organizational chart for the contract indicating that the general manager is Tristan Javis M. Tolentino with Amiros B. Dangiwan as the materials engineer and Eugene W. Badival, mechanical engineer, and the project engineer is Conrado C. Alicodo Jr. and the geodetic engineer Fabian S. Dumalnos, Rex Omengan as the electrical engineer, Fermin M. Balisong as the sanitary engineer, and Rodolfo Salvador as the foreman. Contractor's list of key personnel. Contractor's list of major equipment. Omnibus Thorny Statement. The Omnibus Thorny Statement states that I, Tristan Jarvis M. Tolentino, of legal age, married, Filipino, and a resident of Diversion Road, Tuguegarao City, Cagayan, after having been duly sworn to in accordance with law, do hereby depose and state that I am the sole proprietor or authorized representative of TGMT Construction with office address at 9 Diversion Road, Balsain, Tuguegarao City, Cagayan. As the owner and sole proprietor or authorized representative of TGMT Construction, I have full power and authority to do, execute, and perform any act and all acts necessary to participate, submit bid, and to sign and execute the ensuing contract for contract ID 25PL0137. TGMT Construction is not blacklisted. Each of the documents submitted in satisfaction of the bidding requirement is an authentic copy of the original complete, and all statements and information provided therein are true and correct. TGMT Construction is authorizing the head of the procuring entity or its duly authorized representative to verify all the documents submitted. TGMT Construction and its spouse are not related by consanguinity or affinity up to the third degree of the head of the procuring entity, procurement agent, end user, implementing unit, project consultant, members of the BAC, TWG, and BAC Secretariat. It is understood that failure to faithfully disclose its relationship with the whole members of the BAC, TWG, and BAC Secretariat, the head of the PMO or the end user unit or implementing unit, and the project consultant or the procuring entity or of the procurement agent by consanguinity or affinity up to the third degree, as well as the submission of beneficial ownership information containing false entries, shall be subject to blacklisting under Section 100 of the IIR of RA number 12009 without prejudice to criminal and civil liabilities under applicable laws, including their accessory penalties, if any. TGMT Construction complies with existing labor laws and standards, and TGMT Construction is aware of and undertaking the following responsibilities. Number 10, TGMT Construction did not give or pay directly, indirectly, any commission, amount, fee, or any form of consideration, pecuniary or otherwise, to any person or official personnel or representative of the government in relation to any procurement activity or project. In case advance payment was made or given to DGMT Construction, failure to perform or deliver any obligation and undertaking in the contract shall be sufficient ground to constitute criminal liability under existing laws. Signed, Tristan Jarvis M. Tolentino, in his capacity as the General Manager of TGMT Construction, duly notarized. Statement of all is ongoing government and private contract. Single largest completed contract, SLCC. Net financial contracting capacity, NFCC. Latest general information sheet reflecting the beneficial ownership information, BOI, duly received by the SEC for corporations is not applicable. Sworn affidavit of eligibility and beneficial ownership. The sworn affidavit, kasi bago ito, I will read. Sworn affidavit of eligibility and beneficial ownership. I, Tristan Jarvis M. Tolentino, of legal age, Filipino, with office address as 9 Diversion Road, Balsayan, Tugigaraw, Cagayan. After having been duly sworn to in accordance with the hereby deposed and state that I am the General Manager and duly authorized representative of GMT Construction, a sole proprietor with the DTF Business Registration Number 2729216. That the sole proprietor is duly registered with the Philippine Government Electronic Procurement System, or PhilGEPS, and is participating in the procurement activities of the Department of Public Works and Highways. That the sole proprietor is eligible to participate in government procurement under RA 12009, and I'm not disqualified under existing laws, rules, and regulations. That this affidavit is executed to attest to the truth of the foregoing statement and in compliance with the submission requirements for the bidding documents of the Department of Public Works and Highways pursuant to the provision of Republic Act Number 12009, its implementing rules and regulation, and relevant GPPB issuances. Signed, Tristan Jarvis M. Tolentino, General Manager for and in behalf of the TGMT Construction, duly signed and notarized. Affidavit of site inspection, DTI registration, valid until 27 January 2027. Mayor's permit issued by the city of Tugigaraw. Latest income and business tax return, tax clearance with validity until March 10, 2026. Pickup license, audited financial statement, updated proof of contractor materials minimum testing requirements, integrity pledge. S-curve, bar chart, per CPM, and the PDM, manpower utilization schedule, equipment utilization schedule, construction methods in narrative form. Duly signed bidding documents, hindi ko sinabi. Yeah. Duly signed bidding documents.
Thank you, Sir Alex. So, since TGMT Construction have passed the preliminary evaluation, may I ask the Secretariat to submit the name of TGMT Construction at the procurement services in Manila for their eligibility check on the CWA or the contract of work application. So let's proceed to the next project. CWA, Civil Works Application, I should say. So, next project, the 25PL0138, or the Convergence and Special Support Program, Basic Infrastructure Program, BIP Multipurpose Buildings, Facilities to Support Social Services, the construction of multipurpose building, Kalinga. And we have an ABC of 74,250,000 pesos only. And we have one bidder, the Upland Construction and Engineering Services. May I ask Engineer Mokay to open the bid proposal submitted by Upland Construction and Engineering Services for this particular project, the 25PL0138.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and good morning to everyone. And also good morning to those who are following us on our YouTube channel via the live streaming of this procurement activity. So we have here now the bid proposal submitted by the loan bidder, Upland Construction Engineering Services for 25PL0138. It was received at the procurement unit at 9:25 a.m. dated this day. So we have here now we now open the original copy of the financial bid proposal by the loan bidder. So we now open the original technical proposal. Tagging complying, including its page numbering. Here the PhilJEP's registration issued to Upland Construction Engineering Services is valid until November 3, 2026. Bid security in the form of bid securing declaration, duly signed and notarized. Organizational chart for the contract to be bid, wherein project manager Cesar M. Capuyan, Wilbur B. Likigan as the project engineer. For the materials engineer, Irene Zita Gatbunton de la Cruz, project architect Leslyn Alipit, project geodetic engineer Heps Siva S. Capuyan, electrical engineer Christopher M. Briosos, sanitary engineer Fermin M. Balisong, safety officer Nove O. Madayag, first aider Kaina P. Baliaga, and for the foreman Salvador F. Lipawen, signed Cesar M. Capuyan, owner and manager. List of key personnel for the contract. List of major equipments for the contract. Omnibus sworn statement states that Cesar M. Capuyan of Legal Aids, married, Filipino, residing at Purok 7, Bulano, Tabuk City, Kalinga. After having been duly sworn in accordance with law, do hereby depose and state that Cesar M. Capuyan is the sole operator of Upland Construction Engineering Services with office address at Purok 7, Bulano, Tabuk City, Kalinga. As the owner and sole operator of Upland Construction Engineering Services, Cesar M. Capuyan had the full power and authority to do, execute, and perform any all acts necessary to participate, submit the bid, and to sign and execute the ensuing contract for contract ID number 25PL0138. Convergence and Special Support Program, Basic Infrastructure Program, Multipurpose Buildings Facilities to Support Social Services, Construction of Multipurpose Building Kalinga of the DPWH Lower Kalinga District Engineering Office. Upland Construction Engineering Services is not blacklisted or barred from bidding by the government of the Philippines or any of its agencies, offices, corporations, or LGUs, foreign government, foreign or international financing institution whose blacklisting rules have been recognized by the GPPB, by itself or by relation, membership, association, affiliation, or controlling interest with another blacklisted person or entity. Each of the documents submitted in satisfaction of the bidding requirements is an authentic copy of the original, complete, and all statements and information provided therein are true and correct. Upland Construction Engineering Services is authorizing the HOPE or its duly authorized representative to verify all the documents submitted. Upland Construction Engineering Services and its spouse are not related by consanguinity or affinity to the third civil degree in the head to the HOPE or procurement agent, if engaged, end user or implementing unit, project consultants, head of the PMO, or the members of the BAC, the technical working group, and the BAC secretariat. It is understood that failure to faithfully disclose its relationship with the HOPE members of the BAC, TWG, BAC secretariat, the head of the PMO, or the end user unit or implementing unit, and the project consultants of the procuring entity or of the procurement agent by consanguinity or affinity up to the third civil degree, as well as its submission of beneficial ownership information containing false entries shall be subject to blacklisting under the Section 100 of the IRR of Republic Act 12009 without prejudice to criminal and civil liabilities under applicable laws, including their accessory penalties, if any. Upland Construction Engineering Services complies with existing labor laws and standards carefully examine all the bidding documents, acknowledge conditions, local or otherwise, affecting the implementation of the contract, made an estimate of the facilities available needed for the contract to bid, if any, and inquire or secure supplemental bid bulletin issued for 25PL0138, Convergence Special Support Program, Basic Infrastructure, Multipurpose Building, Facility Support, Social Service, Construction of Multipurpose Building. Upland Construction Engineering Services did not give or pay directly or indirectly any commission amount, fee, or any form of pecuniary or otherwise to any person or official, personnel, or representative of the government in relation to any procurement project or activity. In case advance payment was made or given to Upland Construction Engineering Services, failure to perform or deliver any of the obligations and in undertakings, the contract shall be sufficient grounds to constitute criminal liability under existing laws. Signed, Cesar M. Capuyan, and duly notarized. Damit? Upland Construction and Engineering Services is aware and has undertaken the following responsibilities as a bidder. Statement of all ongoing projects. We have the SLCC, single largest completed contract. We have the net financial contracting capacity, NFCC. Sworn affidavit of eligibility and beneficial ownership. Sworn affidavit of eligibility and beneficial ownership, Cesar M. Capuyan, Legal Aids, Filipino, with office address, Purok 7, Bulano, Tabuk City, Kalinga. After having been duly sworn in accordance with law, do hereby depose and state that Cesar M. Capuyan is this owner, manager, and duly authorized representative of Upland Construction, duly organized and existing under the laws of Republic Act of Philippines, registered with DTI number 1731013. The plan, construction, and generation is duly registered with the Philippine Government Electronic Procurement System, or PhilGEPS, and is participating in the procurement activities of the DPWH, that in compliance with Section 20.2.9.1 and Section 82 of the Implementing Rules and Regulations of Republic Act 1209, otherwise known as the New Government Procurement Act and PhilGEPS Advisory 2025-007, and has maintained the same valid and updated in the PhilGEPS. That the above beneficial ownership enforces is true and correct, that the Upland Construction and Engineering Services is eligible to participate in the Government Procurement Act under Republic Act number 12009, that Cesar M. Capuyan undertake to immediately inform the department and submit affidavit should there be any changes, and that this affidavit is executed to attest the truth of the foregoing statements and in compliance with the submission requirements of the bidding document of the Department of the DPWH pursuant to the provisions of Republic Act 12009 and its implementing rules and regulations and relevant GPPB issuances. Signed, Cesar M. Capuyan, and duly notarized. For the addendum, affidavit of site inspection, signed and notarized, duly signed and notarized, TTI certificate, June 11, 2030, mayor's permit, 12/31/2025, latest income and business tax returns, tax clearance, June 19, 2026, pickup license. Validity period, the license is July 1, 2023 to January 10, 2026. Audited financial statement, proof of ownership of materials testing apparatus, integrity pledge, sign and notarize, Philippine bidding documents, S-curve with bar chart and per CPM, manpower utilization schedule, equipment utilization schedule, and last but not the least, construction method in narrative form.
Thank you, Sir Renzo. Since the Upland Construction and Engineering Services have passed the preliminary evaluation, so may I ask the Secretariat to submit the name of the Upland Construction and Engineering Services at the Procurement Services in Manila for the eligibility check on the CWA or the civil works applications. So let's proceed to the next project to be bid opening. We have here the 25PL 0139 or the locally funded project National Building Programs, Buildings and Other Structures, Multipurpose Facilities Construction of DTI Building, Bulanao, Tabuk City, Kalinga. And we have an ABC of 29,400,000 pesos only. And we have two bidders. We have the Yunakim Construction and the BMJ Builders. Again, may I ask Engineer Mukay to open the bid proposal submitted by the two bidders, the Yunakim Construction and BMJ Builders. So first, we now open the Yunakim Construction bid proposal.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So again, we now open the financial bid proposal, the bid proposal submitted by Unicam Construction for 25PL 139. So we now open the original bid proposal, original copy of the bid proposal. Mhm. For Unakim Construction, again, tabbing is complying, including its page numbering. Field jobs registration issued to Unakim Construction is valid until 18 December 2026. Joint venture agreement not applicable. Bid security, the form of bid securing declaration, duly signed and notarized. Organizational chart, wherein Romel R. Jasen Jr. as the AMO or project manager, Aldrin L. Tabon, project engineer, Sarah Lee A. Lee, materials engineer, Archie P. Flores, master electrician, Jordan Estilong, master plumber, Richel D. Sagamang, mechanical engineer, Jordan S. Estilong, architect, Joseph B. Kalawen as the geodetic engineer, Loel D. Relayuyo as the foreman, Lee R. Jasen as the safety officer, Sheila May B. Pilando as the first aider, contractors of list of key personnel, contractors list of major equipment for the contract. Oh, ito hindi problema. Nagmasit. For the omnibus sworn statement, affidavit, Romel R. Jasen Jr. of legal aids, married Filipino residing at Magsaysay, Tabuk City, after having been duly sworn in accordance with law, do hereby depose and state that Romel R. Jasen Jr. is the sole proprietor or authorized representative of Unakim Construction with office address at Padre Borgos Street, Dagupan Centro, Tabuk City, Kalinga. As the owner and sole proprietor or authorized representative of Unakim Construction, Romel R. Jasen Jr. the full power and authority to do, execute, and perform any all acts necessary to participate, submit the bid, and to sign and execute the insurance contract for contract ID 25PL0139. Locally funded projects, National Building Program, buildings and other structures, multipurpose facilities, construction of DTI building, Bulanao, Tabuk City, Kalinga. Of the Department of Public Works and Highways, Lower Kalinga District Engineering Office. Unakim Construction is not blacklisted or barred from bidding by the government of the Philippines or any of its agencies, offices, corporations, or LGUs, foreign government, foreign or international financing institution whose blacklisting rules have been recognized by the GPPB by itself or by installation, membership, association, affiliation, and controlling interest with another blacklisted person or entity. Each of the documents submitted in satisfaction of the bidding requirements is an authentic copy of the original, complete, and all statements are true, and information provided are true and correct. Unakim Construction is authorizing the Hope or its duly authorized representative to verify all the documents submitted. The Unakim Construction and its spouse and are not related by consanguinity or affinity up to the third civil degree to the head of the procuring entity, procurement agent if engaged, end user implementing unit, project consultants, head of the PMO or the members of the BAC, TWG, and the BAC Secretariat. It is advised that failure to faithfully disclose its relationship with the Hope, members of the BAC, the TWG, the BAC Secretariat, the head of the PMO, or the end user unit or implementing unit, and the project consultants of the procuring entity or the procurement agent by consanguinity or affinity up to third civil degree, as well as the submission of beneficial ownership information containing that entries shall be subject to blacklisting under Section 100 of IRR of RA Republic Act number 12009 without prejudice to criminal liabilities under applicable laws, including that accessory or penalties, if any. UNAKIM Construction complies with existing labor laws and standards. UNAKIM Construction is aware and has undertaken the following responsibilities as a bidder: carefully examine all the bidding documents, acknowledge all conditions, local or otherwise, affecting the implementation of the contract, make an estimate of the facilities available noted for the contract to be bid, if any, and inquire or secure supplemental bid bulletin issued to contract ID 25PL0139. UNAKIM Construction did not give or pay directly or indirectly any commission, amount, fee, or any form of consideration, pecuniary or otherwise, to any person or official, personnel, or representative of the government in relation to any procurement project or activity. In case advance payment was made or given to UNAKIM Construction, failure to perform or deliver any of the obligation and undertaking the contract shall be sufficient grounds to constitute criminal liability and under existing laws. Signed, Romel R. Jasen Jr. and duly notarized. The statement of all ongoing contracts. We have the statement of single largest completed contract, SLCC. We have the net financial contracting capacity, or NFCC. Sworn affidavit of eligibility and beneficial ownership. Duly signed and notarized. Affidavit of site inspection, duly signed and notarized. DTI or TTI certificate, valid until July 20, 2026. Mayor's permit, 12/31/2025. Income tax returns. Tax clearance, November 4, 2026. Pickup license. Validity period, October 11, 2025 to October 11, 2026. Audited financial statement. Updated proof of ownership of minimum materials testing requirement. Integrity pledge, signed and notarized. We have the Philippine bidding documents, S-curve with bar chart, per CPM, manpower utilization schedule, equipment utilization schedule, and again, construction methods in narrative form.
Thank you, Engineer Mukay. So, UNAKIM Construction have passed the preliminary evaluation. So, may I ask the Secretariat to submit the name of UNAKIM Construction at the Procurement Services in Manila for the eligibility check on the CWA, the Civil Works application. So, may I ask again, Engineer Mukay, to open the bid proposal submitted by BMG Builders on this particular project, the 25PL0139.
Thank you, sir. So we now open now the bid proposal submitted by BMJ Builders for contract ID 25PL0139. So we now open the original bid proposal, copy of the original bid proposal. For BMJ Builders, again, tagging is complying, including its page numbering. For the PhilJEPS, Certificate of PhilJEPS Registration, Certificate of PhilJEPS Registration issued to BMJ Builders is valid until 30 January 2026. Pickup Special Joint Venture License not applicable. Bid security in the form of bid securing declaration. Oh, wow. Mr. Chair, the submitted bid securing declaration was not signed by the AMO, although it was notarized. The submitted documents for the bid securing declaration was not signed by the authorized managing officer, Cyril B. De Los Santos, but it was notarized.
So, since that is major documents to be attached on the bid documents, so BMG Builders is non-complying. So, so let's proceed to the next project. We have here the 25PL 0140, or the Basic Educational Facilities Fund, the BEFF Batch 1, the construction of school health facilities, Balawag National High School, City of Tabuk, Kalinga. And again, we have two bidders, the Biga Construction and the MPD3 Construction. Again, may I ask Engineer Mukay to open the bid proposal submitted by the two bidders, the Biga Construction and the MPD3 Construction.
Thank you again, Mr. Chair. So first, we open the bid proposal submitted by Biga Construction for contract ID number 25PL0140. So, we open now the original copy of the bid proposal submitted by Biga Construction. For Biga Construction, tagging is complying, and including its page numbering. Certificate of PhilJEPs of registration issued to Biga Construction is valid until November 4, 2026. Pickup special JB license not applicable. Bid securing, the form of bid securing declaration duly signed and notarized. Organizational chart wherein states that Ezekiel D. Kadumla is the project manager, Aldamir A. Usam as the project engineer, Charlie R. Pancio as the materials engineer, Alvin M. Balesta as the project foreman, Medardo P. Bayubay as the master electrician, Wayne May S. Riano as the architect, Novi Kate B. Rodriguez as the master plumber, contractors of list of key personnel, contractors list of major equipment, affidavit, omnibus sworn statement, states that Ezekiel D. Kadumlay of legal aids, Filipino and with residence at Suyang, Tabuk City, Kalinga, after having been duly sworn, accordance with law, they hereby depose and state that Ezekiel D. Kadumlay is the sole operator or authorized representative of Biga Construction, the office address at Pagugo, Dupligan, Tanudan, Kalinga, as the owner and sole operator and authorized representative of Biga Construction. Ezekiel D. Kadumlay have the full power and authority to execute and perform any all acts necessary to participate, submit the bid, and to sign and execute the ensuing contract for basic element educational facilities Fund BEFF Batch 1 Construction School Field Facilities Balawag National High School City of Tabuk, Kalinga of the DPWH Lower Kalinga DEO. Biga Construction is not blacklisted or barred from bidding by the government of the Philippines or any of its agencies, offices, or corporations, or LGUs, foreign or international financing institution whose blacklisting rules have been recognized by the GPPB by itself or by relation, membership, association, affiliation, or controlling interest with another blacklisted person or entity. Each of the documents submitted in satisfaction of the bidding requirements as an authentic copy of the original, complete, and all statements and information provided therein are true and correct. Biga Construction is authorizing the HOB or its duly authorized representative to verify all the documents submitted. Biga Construction and his spouse are not related by consanguinity or affinity of the third civil degree to the head of the procuring entity, procurement agent if engaged, end user and implementing unit, project consultants, head of the project management office, or the members of the bids and awards committee, the technical working group, and the back secretariat. It is understood that failure to faithfully disclose its relationship with the HOPE, members of the BAC, the TWG back secretariat, the head of the PMO or the end user unit or implementing unit, and the project consultants of the procuring entity or the procurement agent by consanguinity or affinity up to third civil degree, as well as the submission of beneficial ownership information containing false entries shall be subject to blacklisting under Section 100 of the IIR of the revised of the Republic Act Number 12009 without prejudice to criminal and civil liabilities under applicable laws, including their accessory penalties, if any. Biga Construction complies with existing labor laws and standards. Biga Construction is aware and has undertaken the following responsibilities of the bidder: carefully examine all the bidding documents, acknowledge all conditions, local or otherwise, affecting the implementation of the contract, made an estimate of the facilities available and needed for the contract to be bid, if any, and inquire secure supplemental bid bulletin issued to basic educational facilities, Batch 1 Construction School Health Facility Balawag National High School, City of Tabuk, Kalinga, did not give or pay directly or indirectly any commission, amount, fee, or any form of consideration, pecuniary or otherwise, to any person or official, personnel, or representative of the government in relation to any procurement project activity. In case advance payment was made or given to Biga Construction, failure to perform or deliver any of the obligations and undertakings in the contract shall be sufficient grounds to constitute criminal liability under existing laws. Signed, Ezekiel Kadumlay, and duly notarized. Statement of all its ongoing government and private contracts, SLCC, NFCC, the latest General Information Sheet, GIS, not applicable. Sworn affidavit of eligibility and beneficial ownership. Signed and duly notarized. Affidavit of site inspection, again, signed and notarized. DTI registration, January 19, 2027. Mayor's permit, 12/31/2025. Latest income tax return. Tax clearance, May 7, 2026. PCAB license, June 27, 2025 to June 7, 2026. Audited financial statements of the materials minimum testing equipment. Integrity pledge, duly signed bidding documents, S-Corp with bar chart, and per CPM. Manpower utilization schedule, equipment utilization schedule, construction method in narrative form.
Thank you, Engineer Mukay. So, since Biga Construction have passed the preliminary evaluation, I ask the Secretariat to submit the name of Biga Construction at the Procurement Services in Manila for their eligibility check on the CWA. So, may I ask again, Engineer Mukay, to proceed with the next bidder to open the bid proposal of MPD3 construction.
Thank you once again, Mr. Chair. So we have here now the bid proposal submitted by MPD3 Construction for contract ID number 25PL0140. And shall I read? Right, okay. So we now open the original technical proposal submitted by MPD3 Construction. Again, tagging is complying, including its page numbering. We have the PhilJEPS certificate, registration certificate, issued to MPD3 Construction, valid until March 27, 2026. PCAB special JB license, not applicable. Joint venture agreement, not applicable. Bid security in the form of bid securing declaration. Sign and notarize. Organizational chart. Wherein Alin A. Sanganga was the project manager. Hazel S. Maladrigo as the project engineer. Luwina Ann A. Tumamaw as the materials engineer, Judd Cloud P. Dogyang as the safety officer, Rainer Israel Alunda as the project foreman, Clea T. Kidangan as the first aider, Clea T. Kidangan as the first aider, Dignol A. Ayawan as the master plumber, Ronnie Menes T. Dulawan as the electrical engineer, Joseph B. Calawen as the geodetic engineer, and Faith S. Calciao as the architect. List of key personnel. List of equipment. Omnibus sworn statement. Alin A. Sangangaw, legal age, single, Filipino residing at Cagalwan, Pasil, Kalinga, after having been duly sworn in accordance with law, do ever depose and state that Alin A. Sangangaw, the sole proprietor or authorized representative of MPD3 Construction with office address at Cagalwan, Pasil, Kalinga, as the owner and sole proprietor of MPD3 Construction, Alin A. Sangangaw with the full power and authority to execute and perform any all acts necessary to participate, submit the bid, and to sign and execute the ensuing contract for contract ID 25PL0140 under the BEFF Batch 1 Construction School Health Facilities, Balawag National High School, located at City of Tabuk, Kalinga, of the DPWH LKDO. MPD3 Construction is not blacklisted or barred from bidding by the government of the Philippines or any of its agencies, offices, corporations, LGUs, foreign government, foreign or international financing institution whose blacklisting rules have been recognized by the GPPB, by itself or by relation, membership, association, affiliation, or controlling interest with another blacklisted person or entity as defined and provided for in the uniform guidelines on blacklisting. Each of the documents submitted in satisfaction of the bidding requirements is an authentic copy of the original, complete, and all statements and information provided therein are true and correct. MPD3 Construction is authorizing the Hope or its duly authorized representative to verify all the documents submitted. The owner or sole proprietor is not related to the Hope, members of the BAC, TWG, BAC Secretariat, the head of the PMO implementing unit, and the project consultants by consanguinity or affinity up to the third civil degree. It is understood that failure to faithfully disclose its relationship with the Hope, members of the BAC, the TW in the BAC Secretariat, the head of the PMO, or the end-user unit or implementing unit, and the project consultants of the procuring entity or the procurement agent by consanguinity or affinity of the third civil degree, as well as submission of beneficial ownership information containing false entries shall be subject to blacklisting under Section 100 of the IRR of Republic Act Number 12-12009, without prejudice to criminal and civil liabilities under applicable laws, including their necessary penalties, if any. MPD3 Construction complies with existing labor laws and standards. MPD3 Construction is aware and has undertaken the following responsibilities: a bidder carefully examine all the bidding documents, acknowledge all conditions, local or otherwise, acknowledge all conditions, local or affecting the implementation of the contract, make an estimate of the facilities available needed for the contract to bid, if any, and inquire secure supplemental bid bulletin issued for contract ID 25PL0140. MPD3 Construction that give or pay directly or indirectly any commission, amount, fee, or any form of consideration, pecuniary or otherwise, to any person or official, personnel, or representative of the government in relation to any procurement project or activity. In case advance payment was waived or given to MPD3 Construction, failure to perform or deliver any of the obligation undertakings in the contract shall be sufficient grounds to constitute criminal liability for the swindling or the commission of fraud with unfaithfulness or abuse of confidence through misappropriating or converting any payment received by a person or entity under an obligation involving the duty to deliver certain goods or services to the prejudice of the public and the government. Article 315, Act Number 3815, Series 1930 as amended or the revised penal code. Signed, Alin A. Sangangao and duly notarized statement of all ongoing government and private contracts. Single largest completed contract or the SLCC. We have the net financial contracting capacity, MFCC, computation, latest general information sheet, GIS not applicable, sworn affidavit of eligibility and beneficial ownership, signed and notarized, affidavit of signed inspection, signed and notarized, DTI certificate of registration, valid until November 28, 2027, mayor's permit, 12/31/2021, 5, latest income and business tax return, tax clearance, March 7, 2026, pickup license. February 16, 2026, expiry date. Audited financial statement, contractors, materials, minimum testing equipment, through list of contract agreement between MPD3 Construction, represented by Alin Sangao and Dimple B. Celestino, signed and notarized by both parties. Integrity pledge, submitted but not notarized. Bid documents, Philippine bidding documents, S-curve, bar chart, first CPM, manpower utilization schedule, equipment utilization schedule, construction method in narrative form.
Thank you. Again, Engineer Mukay. So, the MPD3 construction have passed the preliminary evaluation. So, may I ask the Secretariat to submit the name of MPD3 construction at the procurement services in Manila for the eligibility check on the CWA. So, let's proceed to the next project. You have here the 25 PL0141 or the Convergence and Special Support Program, Basic Infrastructure Program, the VIP, Multipurpose Buildings, Facilities to Support Social Services, Construction of Multipurpose Building, Kalinga Cultural Center and Museum, Tabuk City, Kalinga, with an ABC of 99 million pesos only. And we have only one bidder. We have the FC, hindi pa nagbasa minta, ARCS Construction, RD Mandanas Construction Joint Venture. So again, may I ask Engineer Mukay to open the bid proposal submitted by FC ARCS Construction, RD Mandanas Construction Joint Venture.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So we have now the bid proposal submitted by the joint venture of FC ARCS Construction and RD Bandanas Construction for 25 PL0141. So we have now the copy of the original bid proposal. So for the joint venture, FCR's construction, Aldi Bandanas construction, tagging is complying, including its page numbering. Certificate of PhilJEP's registration for RD Mandanas Construction, issued to RD Mandanas Construction, valid until August 18, 2026. And certificate of PhilJEP's registration issued to FCR's Construction is valid until December 17, 2026. Joint venture pickup special JV license. Validity period is December 23, 2025 to December 23, 2026. Issued by the pickup, we have here the joint venture agreement between the two party. Signed by Michelle N. Furuya as the General Manager for FC Arcs Construction and Rosalinda D. Mandanas, General Manager for RD Mandanas Construction, and duly notarized. Bid security in the form of bid securing declaration, wherein Michelle N. Furuya, the Authorized Managing Officer, signed and notarized. Organizational chart for the contract. Michelle Doy Furuya as the AMU. Bienvenido Ticalas III as the project manager. Conrado R. Elaurza as the materials engineer. Paulo M. Mirabel as the project engineer. Michelle and Furuya architect. Joven E. Angeles, the electrical engineer. Eliseo B. Bulawan as the foreman. William A. Orozco as the sanitary engineer, Pepe Laquiao as the geodetic engineer, Osmond Will M. Lalgia as the safety officer, and Giselle B. G. Benipayo as the first aider, signed by the authorized managing officer, Michelle Furuya. Contractor's list of key personnel for the contract, contractor's list of major equipment for the contract, Omnibus sworn statement, Michelle N. Furuya of legal age, single, Filipino, and with residence at MSA Boulevard, Purok 5, Bulanao, Tabuk City, Kalinga, after being duly sworn in accordance with law declared by the post, and state that Michelle Furuya is the duly authorized and designated representative of FC Arcs Construction, RD Mandanas Construction, joint venture with office address at MSA Boulevard, Purok 5, Bulanao, Tabuk City, Kalinga. Michelle and Furuya is given the full power and authority to do, execute, and perform any all acts necessary to participate, submit the bid, and to sign and execute the ensuing contract for contract ID 25PL0141. FC Arcs Construction, RD Mandanas Construction, joint venture is not blacklisted or barred from bidding by the government of the Philippines or any agencies, offices, corporations, LGUs, foreign government, or international financing institution whose blacklisting rules have been recognized by the GPPB, by itself, by relation, membership, association, affiliation, or controlling interest with another blacklisted person or entity. Each of the documents submitted in satisfaction of the bidding requirements is an authentic copy of the original, complete, and all statements and information provided therein are true and correct. FC Arcs Construction are demanded for joint venture is authorizing the hope or its duly authorized representative to verify all the documents submitted. The corporation or joint venture self and officers, directors, and controlling stockholder FC Architects Construction and Demandans Construction joint venture are not related by consanguinity or affinity up to the third civil degree to the head of the procuring entity, procurement agent if engaged, end user or implementing unit, project consultants, head of the PMO, or the members of the BAC, TWG, and the BAC Secretariat. It is understood that failure to faithfully disclose its relationship with the HOPE, members of the BAC, the TWG, the BAC Secretariat, and the head of the PMO or the end user unit or implementing unit, and the project consultants of the procuring entity or of the procurement agent by consanguinity are finite up to the third civil degree, as well as its submission of beneficial ownership information containing false entries shall be subject to blacklisting under Section 100 of the IRR of Republic Act 12009 without prejudice to criminal and civil liabilities under applicable laws, including the accessory penalties, if any. FC Arcs Construction / RD Mandanas Construction joint venture complies with existing labor laws and standards. FC Arcs Construction / RD Mandanas Construction joint venture is aware and has undertaken the following responsibilities as a bidder: carefully examine all the bidding documents, acknowledge all conditions, local or otherwise, affecting the implementation of the contract, made an estimate of the facilities available needed for the contract to bid, if any, and inquire secure supplemental bid bulletin issued for contract ID 25PL0141. FC Arcs Construction RD Mandanas Construction joint venture did not give or pay directly or indirectly any commission of amount, fee, or any form of considered pecuniary or otherwise to any person or official, personnel, or representative of the government in relation to any procurement project or activity. In case advance payment was made or given to FC Arcs Construction RD Mandanas Construction joint venture, failure to perform or deliver any of the obligations and undertakings in the contract shall be sufficient grounds to constitute criminal liability under existing laws. Signed, Michelle N. Furuya, Amu, and duly notarized. Statement of all its ongoing government and private contracts have the single largest completed contract, the net financial capacity computation, NFCC, latest general information sheet, GIS, reflecting the beneficial ownership information duly received by the SEC. However, the declaration of beneficial owners, signed and notarized. Then, the sworn disclosure of relations under RA 12009, Section 81, signed and notarized. For the FC Arcs Construction and for RD Mandanas Construction, again, beneficial ownership information, BOI, and the sworn disclosure of relations under Republic Act 12009, Section 81, signed and duly notarized. Sworn affidavit of eligibility and beneficial ownership, again, for FC Architects Construction, signed by Michelle N. Furuya and duly notarized, and for RD Mandanas Construction, for the sworn affidavit of eligibility and beneficial ownership, signed by Rosalinda D. Mandanas and duly notarized. For the affidavit of site inspection, signed and notarized. DTI registration certificate for RD Mandanas Construction, September 14, 2029. For FC Arcs Construction, August 14, 2029. Mayor's permit for RD Mandanas, issued by the Municipality of Kanaman. Where's this Kanaman? Kanaman Kamarin Store. Valid until 12/31/2025. Business permit for FC Arcs Construction issued by the City of Tabuk. Valid until 12/31/2025. Latest income and business tax returns for RD Mandanas. And of course, FC Arcs Construction, tax clearance, again, for Mandanas. Tax clearance certificate issued to Mandanas Rosalinda de la Cruz of RD Mandana, representing RD Mandanas Construction, valid until October 20, 2026, and for tax clearance certificate for Furuya Michelle Nidoy, representing FC Arcs Construction, October 29, 2026, valid pickup license and registration for RD Mandanas Construction, July 1, 2023 to January 24, 2026, and for FC Arcs Construction, validity period is January 24, 2025 to January 24, 2026. Here are the audited financial statements submitted by both RD Mandanas and FC Arcs Construction. Here the certificate of materials minimum testing requirement. Certification is signed by the Chief of the Quality Assurance Section. Integrity pledge, signed and notarized, duly signed. Bidding documents, S-curve, per CPM, S-curve with bar chart. Manpower utilization schedule, equipment, utilization schedule, and construction method in narrative form.
Thank you, Engineer Mukay. So the FC Arcs Construction, RD Mandanas Construction Joint Venture have passed the preliminary evaluation. So again, may I ask the Secretariat to submit the name of FC Arcs Construction, RD Mandanas Construction Joint Venture at the Procurement Services in Manila for their eligibility on the CWA or the Civil Works application. So let's proceed. You have here the contract ID 25PL 0142 or the Basic Educational Facilities Fund, the BEFF Batch 1. The construction of school health facilities, Rizal National School of Arts and Trades, Rizal, Liwan, Kalinga, with an ABC of 6,318,000 pesos only. And we have two bidders. We have the Aquaterra Construct Incorporation and the BMJ Builders. So again, may I ask Engineer Mukay to open the bid documents submitted by the two bidders, the Aquaterra Construct Incorporation and BMJ Builders.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So first, we open the bid proposal submitted by Aquaterra Construct Incorporated for contract ID 25PL 0142. Pantapin na dito. Wala. Gaatin na tao dito. Ang kita mo. Ano ito? Original? Copy. Oh. So we now open the original bid proposal submitted by Aquaterra Construct Incorporated. Tagging complying with this page numbering. Oh. Phil Jeff's certificate of registration. Oh. Pinabas. Iba yung tupos mo eh. At nag-submit. Ay. Submit. Valid until issued to Aquaterra Construct Incorporated. The PhilJEPS is valid until June 19, 2026. Pickup license, not applicable. Joint venture, not applicable. Statement of ongoing and awarded projects. Right, pakita ko na. Shortcut. Okay. Lumagto ka dyan. Statement of ongoing and awarded contracts. Single largest completed contract. NFCC. Oh, magtulit eh. Computation. Joint venture agreement not applicable. Bid security, the form of bid securing declaration. Signed, Geraldo Tawa Jr. as the AMO and duly notarized. Organizational chart. Project manager, Geraldo B. Dawa Jr. Materials engineer, Norton Leo Dale Iwakas. Master plumber, Christine Joy B. Gayaman. Electrical engineer, Christian Louis P. Adora. Geodetic engineer, Aldrin L. Lubo. Architect, Dayan Izamay Daway. Project engineer, Paul Richard Almeida. Foreman, Domingo Renon Jr. List of contractors, key personnel, major equipment needed for the contract, omnibus sworn statement. Geraldo B. Dawa Jr., legal age, married, Filipino, and with residence at 88 Bansalangin Street, Project 7, Quezon City, after having been duly sworn. In accordance with law, they are deposed and state that Geraldo B. Dawa Jr. is the duly authorized and designated representatives of Aquaterra Construct with office address at Daway Compound, Silaw Street, Bulanao, Tabuk, Kalinga. Geraldo B. Dawa is granted the full power and authority to execute and perform any all acts necessary to participate, submit the bids, and to sign and execute the ensuing contract for basic educational facilities and fund, Batch 1, Construction of School Health Facilities, Rizal National School of Arts and Trades, Rizal, Kalinga, of the DPWH LKDO. Aquaterra Construction Incorporated is not blacklisted or by forbidding by the government of the Philippines or any agencies, offices, corporations, LGUs, foreign government, foreign or international financing institutions whose blacklisting rules have been recognized by the GPPB by itself or by relation, membership, association, affiliation, or controlling interest with another blacklisted person or entity. Each of the documents submitted in satisfaction of the bidding requirements is an authentic copy of the original, complete, and all statements and information provided therein are true and correct. Aquaterra Construction Incorporated is authorizing the Hope or its duly authorized representative to verify all the documents submitted. The corporation or joint venture itself and officers, directors, controlling stockholders, and beneficial owners of Aquaterra Construct are not related by consanguinity or affinity up to third civil degree to the head of the Hope procurement agent if engaged, and user or implementing unit, project consultants, head of the PMO, or members of the BAC, TWG, and BAC Secretariat. It is understood that failure to faithfully disclose its relationship with the head of the procuring entity members, the BAC, the TWG, BAC Secretariat, the head of the PMO or the end user unit or implementing unit, and the project consultants of the procuring entity or procurement agent by consanguinity or affinity up to third civil degree, as well as submission of beneficial ownership information containing false entries shall be subject to blacklisting under Section 100 of the IRR of Republic Act number 12009 without prejudice to criminal and civil liabilities under applicable laws, including their accessory penalties, if any. Aquaterra Contract declares the beneficial ownership information consistent with its updated GIS or BOI form or in other document duly submitted to SEC, and has maintained it in a valid and updated like therein in compliance with Section 20.2.9.1, 81 and 82 of the IRR of Republic Act 12009. Aquaterra Construct complies with existing labor laws and standards. Aquaterra Construct is aware and has undertaken the following responsibility as a bidder: carefully examine all the bidding documents, acknowledge all conditions, local or otherwise, affecting the implementation of the contract, made an estimate of the facilities available and needed for the contract to be bid, if any, and inquire or secure supplemental bid bulletin issued for Basic Educational Facilities Fund, Construction of School Facilities, Rizal National High School of Arts and Trades, Rizal, Liwan, Kalinga. Aquaterra Construct Incorporated did not give, pay, or directly any commission amount, fee, or any form of considered pecuniary or otherwise to any person, official, personnel, or representative of the government in relation to any procurement project or activity. Aquaterra Construct did not give or pay directly or indirectly any commission, amount, fee, or any form of consideration, pecuniary or otherwise, to any person or official, personnel, or representative of the government in relation to any procurement project or activity. In case advance payment was made or given to Aquaterra Construct Incorporated, failure to perform or deliver any of these obligations and undertakings in the contract shall be sufficient grounds to constitute criminal liability under existing laws. Signed, Geraldo B. Dawa Jr. and duly notarized. Now the Secretary's certificate. Signed and notarized. Have the GIS, General Information Sheet, issued by the SEC. Of the sworn affidavit of eligibility and beneficial ownership, affidavit of site inspection, signed and notarized. SEC certificate, mayor's permit, valid until 12/31/2025, income tax returns, tax clearance, February 7, 2026, Rigati na ito ya. License, July 1, 2023 to December 18, 2026, validity period. Audited financial statement, materials testing equipment, integrity pledge, signed and notarized, bidding documents, duly signed, PERT CPM, S-curve with bar chart, equipment schedule, manpower schedule, construction method in narrative form.
Thank you, Engineer Mukay. So, Aquaterra Contract Corporation have passed the preliminary evaluation. So, I ask again the Secretariat to submit the name of Aquaterra Construct Incorporation at the Procurement Services in Manila for their eligibility check on the civil works application. So again, may I ask Engineer Mukay to continue to open the bid proposal submitted by BMJ Builders.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So we now open the bid proposal submitted by BMJ Builders for contract ID 25PL0142. BMJ Builders, tagging and page numbering complying. Certificate of PhilJobs of registration, January 30, 2026. Pickup special joint venture license not applicable. Bid security in the form of bid securing declaration. Sign and notarize. Organizational chart. Cyril B. De Los Santos as the project manager. Donalil B. Pokpok as the project engineer. Leonard C. Patara as the materials engineer. Rose Ann Flores as the architect. Jerry Ferreira as the project foreman. Medardo P. Bayubay as the master electrician. Leslie Jem R. Baluga as the sanitary engineer. Cynthia B. De Los Santos as the health and safety officer. List of contractors' key personnel. List of contractors' major equipment. Omnibus sworn statement, Cyril B. De Los Santos of legal age, married, Filipino and residing at Purok Datu, Tabuk City, Kalinga, after being duly sworn in accordance with law, do hereby depose and state that Cyril B. De Los Santos, the sole proprietor authorized representative of BMG Builders with office address at Purok Datu, Tabuk City, Kalinga, as the owner and sole proprietor authorized representative of BMG Builders, Cyril B. De Los Santos have the full power and authority to execute and perform any all acts necessary to participate, submit the bid, and to sign and execute the ensuing contract for 25PL0142. BMJ Builders is not blacklisted or barred from bidding by the government of the Philippines or any of its agencies, offices, corporations, LGUs, foreign government, or international financing institutions. Blacklisting rules have been recognized by the GPPB. Each of the documents submitted in satisfaction of the bidding requires an authentic copy of the original, complete, and all statements and information provided therein are true and correct. BMJ Builders is authorizing the HOPE or its duly authorized representative to verify all the documents submitted. BMJ builders and spouse are not related to a consanguinity or affinity of the third civil degree to the HOPE procurement agent if engaged end user implementing unit, project consultant, head of the PMO, or members of the BAC technical working group and BAC secretariat. It is understood that failure to faithfully disclose his relationship with HOPE members of the BAC, DWG, the BAC secretariat, the head of the PMO, or the end user implementing unit, and the project consultant of the procuring entity or of the procurement agent by consanguinity or affinity up to their civil degree, as well as submission of beneficial ownership information containing false entries shall be subject to blacklisting under Section 100 of Republic Act 12009 without prejudice of criminal civil liabilities under applicable laws, including their necessary penalties, if any. PMJ Builders complies with existing labor laws and standards. BMJ Builders is aware and has undertaken the following responsibilities as a bidder: carefully examine all the bidding documents, acknowledge all conditions, local or otherwise, affecting the implementation of the contract, made an estimate of the facilities available needed for the contract to bid, if any, and inquire or secure supplemental bid bulletin issued for contract ID 25PL0142. PMJ Builders that keep or pay directly or indirectly any commission, amount, fee, or any form of consideration, pecuniary or otherwise, to any person or official person or representative of the government in relation to any procurement project or activity, in case advance payment was made or given to PMJ Builders failure to perform, deliver, or any of the obligations and undertakings that contract shall be sufficient ground to constitute criminal liability under existing laws. Signed, Cyril B. De Los Santos, and duly notarized. Statement of all its ongoing and private contracts. SLCC, single largest completed contract. Have the net financial contracting capacity computation. Certificate of inspection, or the affidavit of site inspection. Signed but not notarized. Detail registration, December 19, 2027. Mayor's permit, 12/31/2025. Latest income tax return. Tax clearance, March 13, 2026. FICAB license from validity period, June 26, 2025 to June 2, 2026. Audited financial statement, contractors materials, minimum testing requirement, duly signed bid documents, S-curve, bar chart per CPM, manpower utilization schedule, equipment utilization schedule, and but last construction methods in narrative form. Ay. Latest IGS. Yeah. Statement SLCC niya. SLCC. LFCC. Awan na. Ready to eat ba? Uray. Awan. Awan. Kaya mga. Ayan. Awan na. Mr. Chair, the bidder did not attach the number 9, latest, number 10, sworn affidavit of eligibility and beneficial ownership. Even on the table of contents, it is not stated, Mr. Chair.
So thank you, Engineer Mokay. So BMG Builders, the same with the project 25PL0139. You did not attach that main documents, the latest for the RA 12009. So it state that any missing, incomplete, or patently insufficient documents in the above mentioned checklist is a ground for outright rejection of the bid. So BMJ Builders is non-complying. So while waiting for the eligibility check, download us from the procurement services in Manila. We will have a lunch break. So we will resume at yeah, launa, at 1
May-
o'clock.
May I request, Mr. Chair, that all the financial documents of all those eligible employees, bidders, will be padlocked at the bid box, and that will be only open when we will again assemble at 1 o'clock after the lunch break. So please be present and be on time during the opening of the financial bid proposal, while waiting the eligibility check that we will be, hopefully that the eligibility check will be on time at 1 o'clock before our, after our lunch break. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Sir Alex, Vice Chair, for that reminders and instruction to our secretariat to put the documents on safe vault. This for the technical components we have open is adjourned.